What caused the blue screen of death is a question everyone is asking after the worldwide crash of computer systems this week.
Impacting airlines, businesses, offices, companies worldwide, you name it. The meltdown is centered around an issue with Microsoft computers.
What just happened with Microsoft could mean the last days for the company. Microsoft Windows is a must-have in homes around the globe, but lately there's been a huge issue with the dreaded blue screen of death popping up everywhere. This blue screen signals major problems, causing endless frustration because it shows serious glitches. Why is this happening now, and what can be done about it? Let us take a look into the details of what's really going on with Microsoft that will shock the entire industry in the world. Computers crashing everywhere. The problem isn't just annoying a few people at home, it's everywhere. Imagine trying to send an email or finish a report, and your screen just goes blue. Now imagine that's happening in homes, but also in places like banks where they manage our money, or media outlets where they need their computers to get the news out. It's a big mess. Even bigger systems like AWS are hitting major roadblocks. Think about airports where everything from flights to security checks runs on computers, or government offices where they handle all sorts of important stuff. Now they're all stuck because of this issue. People are really talking about this a lot online, especially on X, where everyone's sharing their blue screen nightmares. It's becoming a common sight. Laptops and PCs stuck in a loop, trying and failing to recover. Karthik Motra is ready to dive deeper into this. Karthik tells us that this blue screen of death really locks your computer up tight, like it's frozen solid. You can't restart it, you can't reset it, it's out of your control. The computer will just sit there, deciding on its own when it might fix itself. Over on X, people are venting their frustrations, stuck waiting for their computers to update or just get back to working normally. The problem we're seeing isn't just a headache for folks using Microsoft operating systems on their personal computers and laptops. It's actually causing trouble across many industries. Reports are rolling in from the United States, Australia, and even some users in India about major disruptions. For instance, travelers flying with Indigo and SpiceJet in India are facing delays and cancellations. But the issue goes deeper than just Microsoft's Office 365. It's also about their cloud services, known as Microsoft Azure. Microsoft Azure is essentially the backbone for a lot of companies that rely on cloud technology to run everything from airline reservations and bank transactions to managing huge retail operations. Most businesses that use cloud solutions are likely to choose between Amazon AWS and Microsoft Azure. With Azure experiencing problems and showing the dreaded blue screen of death, the effects are widespread. Banks can't process transactions smoothly, retail stores face issues with their inventory systems, and airlines are having trouble with everything from booking systems to flight operations. This isn't just a minor glitch. It's a significant disruption that's affecting not just a few personal devices, but entire global industries. Microsoft has come forward and said they're looking into the problem, but they haven't confirmed yet if it's due to a cyber attack or something like malware. They're also investigating if this is specifically a Windows 10 issue, which is important because it could explain why it's affecting Microsoft Office 365 so badly. If you're using Windows 10 and Office 365, you might be seeing more of these blue screens than someone using a different version. But the bigger picture shows that the troubles are coming from Azure, Microsoft's cloud service, which is a key player for many businesses worldwide. No matter what kind of computer or operating system you're using, if it relies on Azure, you might be facing problems right now. This kind of wide-scale disruption shows how connected and dependent on technology modern businesses are. Microsoft really needs to sort this out quickly. They need to figure out exactly what's causing the issue and fix it to reassure everyone from individual users to large corporations that rely on their services. Right now, everyone's in the dark about whether this is a cyber attack, a simple software glitch, an issue with a recent update, or even malware. The uncertainty is causing a lot of stress. Moreover, the impact is so widespread that it's not just about business anymore. Government portals in the US and other countries are also affected, grinding to a halt important governmental operations. This brings up concerns about the security of these systems and whether this could potentially be linked to a terror threat, considering the critical nature of the affected systems. The situation underscores the vast importance of robust, secure digital infrastructure in today's interconnected world. As the issues spread, it looks like someone might be causing these problems on purpose. Digital world in trouble. At first glance, it looks like the issues popping up in Microsoft systems worldwide might not just be random problems. They seem too widespread and synchronized, affecting everything from personal laptops in the US to big businesses in Australia and government systems in India. This kind of widespread disruption hints at a targeted disruption rather than a mere technical hiccup. This whole situation really puts into perspective just how much the world relies on Microsoft's technology. Social media is buzzing with complaints and reports from all over, like a recent post from a user in Malaysia on Reddit who mentioned that 70% of the laptops are down. The impact of such disruptions is becoming evident as it starts affecting more than just personal use. It's halting flights, causing delays in communications and financial transactions, and much more. As Microsoft scrambles to fix these issues, one can only wonder about the broader consequences we'll see in the short term. It's tough to pin down exactly how severe this disruption is in numbers, but its effects are clearly extensive. In countries like India, for instance, Microsoft's Windows is the go-to operating system for nearly every computer, much more so than in the US, where the market is more evenly split with Apple's iOS. This means that in India, an overwhelming majority of computer users are finding themselves at a standstill. One could argue that anywhere from 90 to 95% of PCs in India are currently affected, which is a huge chunk of the population suddenly finding their devices useless. The implications of these disruptions are vast and varied. When government portals don't work, it isn't just a minor inconvenience. It means people can't access essential services, complete necessary paperwork, or carry out transactions that are often time-sensitive. This has a knock-on effect, where one delay leads to another, causing a chain reaction that magnifies the original problem. On the commercial front, considering the reliance on cloud platforms like Microsoft Azure and Amazon Web Services, the current issues with Azure could disrupt a wide range of services. Financial operations, retail management, and various business transactions rely heavily on uninterrupted cloud services. In the financial sector alone, the stakes are incredibly high. Banks use these platforms for day-to-day operations, and even a small glitch can cause transactions to freeze, ATMs to go offline, and online banking to halt, which can lead to significant losses. On a larger scale, in the realm of high-stakes trading, the precise timing and execution of transactions are crucial. Any delay or error, no matter how minor, could result in losses amounting to millions due to the vast amounts of money being moved and the sensitive nature of these transactions. While it's difficult to measure the full scope and scale of this issue quantitatively, its effects are profoundly felt across the globe. From the individual trying to send an email to large corporations managing billions in assets, the reliance on stable and secure Microsoft systems is more critical than ever. The current situation underlines the interconnectedness and vulnerabilities of our modern digital infrastructure. Picture this scenario. Folks like Karthik are right in the middle of important tasks, maybe handling money matters or finishing up critical work, when suddenly everything stops because of a computer error. We're joined by Ahmed Doob, a well-known expert in cybersecurity, who's here to chat with us. A big hello to Mr. Doob. Today we're diving into a common computer problem called the blue screen error. Mr. Doob, could you break down what this means in a way that's easy to grasp for everyone watching? Is this issue specific to Windows 10? Karthik has been sharing how this glitch is causing major problems, like stopping airlines from flying and banks from operating. Is this something that might keep happening? And how soon can we expect a fix? The financial impact of these tech issues shows how much we rely on technology and how vulnerable we are. Massive financial losses from tech failures. First up, it's critical to understand just how much money could be lost due to something as simple as a cloud service messing up. We're hearing complaints left and right, from major airlines like Indigo and SpiceJet to companies in healthcare and logistics. That's because Microsoft plays a pivotal role in many industries. This isn't just a minor inconvenience. It's a huge drain on finances, costing money every single second. In fact, this situation is as serious as any major physical threat to safety. It's that big of a deal. It might be a cyber attack or just a glitch, but considering Microsoft's reputation for strong security, handled through a wide network, if it were just a small glitch, it would probably only affect a specific area or data center. However, this is happening globally, which shows how big of a deal it is. There might be suspicions of a cyber attack by specific groups or even government-backed organizations. We'll have to wait for their detailed report. Can you believe there are groups out there that can strike a massive tech giant like Microsoft so hard that it causes the dreaded blue screen error on almost 70% of computers around the world? Let's break this down and understand the gravity of what we're dealing with here. In the world of cybersecurity, threats generally fall into three buckets. Those that risk leaking private information, those that mess with the accuracy of data, and those that prevent you from accessing your data or services. The issue we're talking about right now belongs to this last category, which concerns the availability of services. This kind of threat might not sound as severe as the others at first, but don't be fooled. This particular strike on the availability of systems shows us just how critical this type of threat can be. It's not just about not being able to access your emails or files for a few hours. No, it goes way beyond that. When systems that major companies and services rely on suddenly become unreachable, the consequences can be dramatic. Imagine airlines that can't access their systems to schedule flights, banks that can't process transactions, or hospitals that can't retrieve patient records. The disruption can cripple essential services, causing not just operational nightmares, but also severe financial damage. We're talking about potential losses in the billions, or even trillions of dollars, because every minute these systems are down, money and opportunities are lost. But why does this matter to us? It's a clear signal that the safety of our digital world is as critical as our physical safety. Attacks that make services unavailable can be as damaging as those that steal or corrupt data. We usually take it for granted that we'll always have access to our digital tools and services. But incidents like this remind us that this isn't always the case. It's a wake-up call, reminding us to not overlook the importance of protecting access to our systems just as vigorously as we protect the information on them. Now, the big question is, who has the capability to launch such powerful attacks that can affect a tech powerhouse like Microsoft so broadly? This is where things get even more concerning. It's not just about lone hackers sitting in dark rooms. No, the scale of this attack suggests the involvement of highly organized groups, and possibly even those backed by state resources, governments that have the capability to engage in cyber warfare. These actors have the resources, the motive, and the technical skill to orchestrate disruptions on a global scale. As we dig deeper into this situation, it becomes a call to action for everyone involved in cybersecurity, from the engineers at major corporations to policymakers and everyday internet users. It's about ramping up our defenses, ensuring robust backup systems are in place, and educating everyone about the importance of cybersecurity measures. We must take these threats seriously and prepare accordingly. This incident isn't just a temporary glitch. It's a serious signal that could redefine how we view and manage cybersecurity threats in the future. By understanding the nature of these attacks and the vast impact they can have, we're better equipped to develop strategies and technologies to shield ourselves and maintain the reliability of our indispensable digital infrastructure. It's a daunting task, but it's essential for safeguarding our digital lifestyle against the growing tide of cyber threats. To understand the situation better, let's look at how Microsoft started and grew to be so important in tech. Bill Gates' impressive tech empire. Microsoft, a powerhouse in technology, started back in 1975 when Bill Gates and Paul Allen, two childhood buddies from Seattle, recognized the untapped potential of computer software. They kicked off their venture with a version of BASIC, a programming language tailored for the Altair 8800 microcomputer. This project caught on quickly and marked the beginning of Microsoft. Initially stationed in Albuquerque, New Mexico, the company soon moved its operations to Redmond, Washington, which remains its headquarters today. In its early days, Microsoft made waves with MS-DOS, an operating system that quickly became the go-to choice for personal computers. In 1981, when IBM picked MS-DOS for its very first personal computer, it wasn't just a big deal, it was a game changer. This partnership boosted Microsoft's standing in the tech world and paved the way for its future success. The growth spurt continued with the launch of Windows. Introduced in 1985, Windows really took off with its third version in 1990, featuring a user-friendly graphical interface that transformed how people interacted with computers. By 1993, Windows was running on nearly 90% of personal computers worldwide. But Microsoft didn't just stop at operating systems, it also excelled in Office software. Microsoft Office, which bundles tools like Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, became essential in offices and homes around the globe, further securing Microsoft's role as a top software creator. The company didn't limit itself to software. In 1983, it launched the Microsoft Mouse, and in 2001, it entered the gaming world with the Xbox console. The Xbox became a big name in gaming, holding its own against other major consoles and offering a rich platform for both players and game developers. Then there's Microsoft Azure, the company's leap into cloud computing. Azure ranks among the top cloud platforms, offering everything from virtual machines to AI tools, serving small firms and big corporations alike. It stands as a strong competitor to Amazon Web Services, capturing a substantial share of the cloud market. Microsoft's growth strategy included smart acquisitions like LinkedIn and GitHub, expanding its influence from social networking to software development. These moves have helped Microsoft broaden its impact across different sectors. The company's commitment to cutting-edge technology is clear from its global research labs. These facilities focus on everything from artificial intelligence to quantum computing, helping keep Microsoft at the forefront of tech innovation. Bill Gates, a key figure in Microsoft's rise, shifted from a hands-on role at Microsoft in 2008 to focus on philanthropy with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, addressing global issues like health and education. Under CEO Satya Nadella, who took over in 2014, Microsoft has embraced cloud computing and AI, stressing the importance of technologies that work across different platforms and embracing open source. Nadella's leadership has steered Microsoft through the rapidly evolving tech landscape, ensuring its continued relevance. Microsoft has played a significant role in shaping the tech industry and the way we use technology daily. Starting out as a pioneer in personal computing, the company has evolved to become a leader in modern technologies like cloud computing and artificial intelligence, AI. This evolution showcases Microsoft's ability to stay relevant and innovative, constantly adapting to new tech trends. Looking back at some standout moments in Microsoft's timeline, there's a lot to highlight. In 1986, Microsoft went public, catapulting Bill Gates into the spotlight as one of the youngest billionaires of that time. This event was a major milestone, signaling Microsoft's growing influence in the tech world. Another big moment came in 1995 with the launch of Windows 95. This operating system was revolutionary, introducing features like the Start menu and taskbar, which have since become staples in computing. In recent years, Microsoft has been integrating AI across its products to make them smarter and more efficient. For example, Microsoft 365, a suite of Office tools, now uses AI to help users perform tasks more quickly and accurately. This integration of AI not only improves productivity, but also enhances the overall user experience by simplifying complex tasks. Microsoft's commitment to inclusivity is another key aspect of its philosophy. The company works hard to ensure its products are accessible to everyone, including those with disabilities. Microsoft's accessible technology initiatives include features in Windows and Office that help people with various disabilities to use these tools effectively. Additionally, the Xbox Adaptive Controller is a standout product designed specifically for gamers with limited mobility, underscoring Microsoft's dedication to inclusivity in gaming. The company is also active in environmental and social causes. Microsoft aims to achieve a carbon negative status by 2030, meaning it plans to remove more carbon from the atmosphere than it emits. This ambitious goal highlights Microsoft's commitment to environmental sustainability. On the social front, Microsoft invests in educational programs that aim to bridge the digital divide, providing technology access and training to underrepresented communities. These initiatives are part of a broader effort to ensure that technology benefits everyone and leads to a more equitable society. Is the blue screen of death a sign of a deeper problem with Microsoft's software? Or is there something more going on behind the scenes? Tell us what you think, and remember to like and subscribe for more.